Okay, so this first part of the 6.5 video is just going to be me showing you how we can prove the quadratic formula. Objective: students will be able to solve quadratic equations by using the quadratic formula and use the discriminant to determine the number and types of roots of the equation. So, how do we solve for problems in the form ax squared plus bx plus c when it doesn't factor nicely? Well, we complete the square. That does say square there, I promise. Okay, so let's start with this equation. Ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. And let's just complete the square like we know the steps say. So we subtract c from both sides, so we get ax squared plus bx equals negative c. Then we're going to divide everything by a. Okay, now let's see what this looks like. Well, my a's are going to cancel out, so I get x squared plus b over a times x equals negative c over a. Now if you remember, when we said we were going to complete the square, we take our b, divide it by 2, and then square it. So let me do this off on the side. Here's our b term. It's b divided by a. When I say b term, I mean the term that's with our x now. After we start the process of completing the square, it's actually b divided by a. So divide this by 2 would be the same thing as multiplying it by 1/2. So we would get b over 2a. And then if we were to square it, we would get b squared over 4a squared. So that's actually what we're going to add to both sides here. I'm going to add a b squared over a 4a squared to both sides. So remember, that makes this a perfect square of x plus b over 2a squared. And over here, if you think about it, we can get these guys to common denominators by multiplying them by something that will end up at 4a squared. Well, I just have an a right now, so if I multiply it by another a and a 4, and the same thing up here, I would have this. I would have a b squared minus 4ac all over 4a squared. Alright, well now I'm going to take the square root of both sides. Don't forget my plus and minus in front of the number here. And this leaves me with x plus b over 2a equals plus or minus square root b squared minus 4ac. And on the bottom we took the square root 2, but what's the square root of 4? Well, it's 2, and the square root of a squared is a. So we have one final step. We are going to subtract b over 2a from both sides. So we end up with x equals negative b over 2a plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Well, those are common denominators already. So we can just write this as x equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over the same denominator, 2a. And you should recognize that as the quadratic formula, and that's how you prove it. So I'm going to just go ahead and post this one, and then I'll do the rest of the notes on another video.